So it's going live. Okay. Okay, we're live. And haven't done a live for a while, but I thought we have 12 dash cameras that we're testing. So I thought I'd come on and just kind of do a rough live going over the 12 cameras that we're playing with right now. And instead of me just, I don't know, doing videos where I'm talking about all of them individually, I really wanted to just talk about the 12 cameras that we're playing with right now, which is quite wild to go out and buy $1,300 of random Amazon dash cameras to see how they compare to some of the ones that we offer here. So I'm just going to kind of start with some of them. And we actually have the 70mm A810S, which just became available in the North American market. This one's 4K Starvis 2 IMX675. It's going to retail for, like, we're not selling it here, but it's going to retail for $282 Canadian, $199 US. And we've been doing some testing with it, which is going to come out in our ultimate 4K dash camera comparison. And basically, the mount's actually on the windshield because this is one we're currently testing. It just basically slides on here. If you can see, slides on, and you can actually adjust the front lens here. It uses a Starvis 2 IMX675 image sensor and has a full LCD screen with the buttons here, so you can actually change all the different settings. The parking mode options for this one is collision detection, motion detection, and time-lapse recording. If you have seen our impact detection video, we did notice that the 70mm, when we actually hit the front of my bumper, the dash camera did wake up and start recording within a few seconds. However, when I hit the hood downwards, it actually didn't. And so we actually talked to 70My about this, and 70My responded basically explaining to me that they have some sort of algorithmic sensor that's actually saying whether or not it thinks it's fraud or not, like if it thinks it's just like raindrops. So they actually said on their new line coming out in 2026, they are going to be getting rid of that algorithm, which is causing some challenges. Because realistically, if I hit the front hood, it should be waking up. Like, I'm hitting it pretty hard. Now, sure, maybe that's abnormal, but if you do have mischief or vandalism, you would think this dash camera would want to wake up directly from that impact. So this one was actually very interesting. I'm sure everybody's heard of Rove, the R2 4K. However, what I don't like about Rove is they have so many different models with the exact same name that you don't actually know what you're getting. Because there's a Rove R2 4K that has the old 4K Sony Starvis image sensor. There's one that's a Rove R2 4K that also has Rove R2 4K Pro, which is using a Sony Starvis 2 image sensor, but it's only a 2K image sensor, but they claim it's 4K. And then they have the Rove R2 4K Dual Pro. So the Dual Pro also has a Sony Starvis 2. So this one actually is 4K front, 2K rear, both using Sony Starvis 2. So this is like actually a true 4K dash camera from Rove finally, because all the other ones unfortunately are fake. So this is it's kind of nice that they finally have a true 4K. And some of the test results that we've actually seen driving around at night, there were some interesting things that the Rove did that actually surprised me on picking up license plates. So it did okay, but we'll see when we do our showdown actually just how this product does. So, however, when it came to like the impact detection, it really didn't do well at all. So if you are looking to still purchase like a Rove for parking mode, it's probably not that recommended to have a Rove, unfortunately, for parking mode. I mean, this camera, because it is their high-end one, it goes for 309 Canadian or 209 USD on Amazon. So we don't sell it. We don't do any affiliate links, any of that kind of stuff. But that is one of the other units that we are currently playing with and testing in our Ultimate 4K comparison coming up. Let's see what else I got kicking around here. So we got the Pelsee. This thing's kind of big. It's actually pretty thick uh, for a dash camera. This one here, I mean, it's like 116 bucks Canadian, 84.99. It's not using a real 4K image sensor at all. It's only using a 2K image sensor, the IMX675. So, it's another one of these fake 4K. When we actually got the parking mode cable for it, this is the one with G sensor. I think this one is the one that woke up about 8 seconds after impact. To me, it's not really acceptable, but that is what it did. But SD card goes in over here, and the mount basically goes on here and slides on and off sideways. It uses USB-C for power. So not really overly impressed with that one. And it's another fake 4K. What we got here next? We do have the Botslab G980H. So this one here is it's retailing for what, $199 Canadian, $149 USD. It's using a Sony Starvis 1 IMX415 image sensor, so it's not like a super super high end one. It is an actual true 4K image sensor, but it's not like a newest Starvis 2. So it's not like the best video quality at all, especially when you're driving around at night. It's not amazing, but it still does recording. When we did the collision detection, this one was waking up about 11 seconds after impact. So if you are looking for dash camera that's gonna, work well parked, this one really doesn't work that well. It is kind of like got a piano finish, so I can see some people definitely liking how it looks. Um, it does, what does it slide on and off here again? Oh, there we go. Just slides on and off, up and down, takes USB-C power. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, this one's, I don't know. I mean, I see people buy these things because they're, $199 Canadian, but there's just a lot of things that unfortunately have better video quality for uh, just a little bit more money. This one was actually really surprising to me because so many people buy the FitCam X's, and I put this into my Volkswagen ID4, and I was really expecting this thing to be a lot better than it was, the FitCam X. And one thing that I find very annoying is the SD card slot I couldn't get out. I actually had to use another SD card, like right here. I have to take another SD card and I have to actually push on the SD card just to get the SD card out. So it was very, very annoying, unfortunately. Like it shouldn't be that hard to get out of there. I mean, I know like the VIOFO A329s can be a little bit hard to get out just because of how they've designed it, but this one's like super extra hard. And then also the way the SD card tray lines up, it's very easy for the SD card to actually slide in on an angle and get stuck in here. And I almost dropped it in there twice now. So the big thing about the FitCam X, if you are wondering about it, in all of my nighttime driving, it didn't really pick up much at all. I really thought it'd be a lot better, but when you're driving by vehicles with the headlights, it just looks like one big white blob from the headlights shining directly on it. Now, somebody might say, hey, there probably is a CPL filter available. Maybe that'll make it a little bit better. However, I really just don't feel that this is good video quality at all. The other thing is it's only using a 2K image sensor and it's using an older Sony Starvis 1 IMX335 image sensor. So it's not using like a 4K true image sensor, even though they tell everybody it's 4K, it's not 4K at all. Did it fit? Yes, it fit, which was a plus because the Mangold did not fit at all. The other thing is about the actual unit is when I used parking mode and I bought the parking mode cable, which is $50, the parking mode literally does nothing. I hit my vehicle multiple areas and I could not get it to wake up at all. So the fact that you would pay $50 for this cable for parking mode is completely useless. And it only wakes out at impact. There's no time lapse, there's no motion detection, there's no other features for this. So, a couple things, like I said, I want to note If you're looking for the factory look, obviously that's what you're going to get with the FitCam X. If you're worried about nighttime driving, especially this time of year when it's pretty much pitch black at around 5:30, or you're commuting early in the morning, I probably wouldn't recommend FitCam X unless you're really, really stuck on I want that factory OEM look. But honestly, this really didn't impress me for how many people actually get these things done. So and yeah, that one there was like 229 Canadian when I bought it off of Amazon, and it sells, I guess, in the States for 169 bucks, just in my notes here. Um, we this one, oh, this one's fun. We got the GKU D600. Man, I think I've had probably 100 inquiries over this last 5 years. People want to buy this. It's an $89 dash camera, another 4K camera. And this one here, it's not 4K. It's using a 2K image sensor. So it's not using any kind of real 4K image sensor at all. It is using USB-C power. It is using USB-C power. So it's not anything amazing. The parking mode cable was like, I think $15, but it never actually woke up on impact at all. So I couldn't get this thing to wake up. The only time I could get it to wake up from impact is if I was on the bench and hitting directly on the unit on the bench. Other than that, it would not wake up at all. So, but yeah, another one that's only using a 2K image sensor, but claims to be a 4K dash camera. So, oh, this one here, oh, this will cause some controversy. Uh, the red Tiger F7N touch. We've already had a few people since we put out our video again showing that it wakes up 11 seconds after impact. A bunch of people have come out and basically said Red Tiger has come out and told customers that we're actually lying about this unit and that we're trying to mislead the public to make their product look bad. Really, I just want to be clear on this because when people actually go back and view this, we're not trying to make Red Tiger look bad. We went and bought the product, we're testing in the vehicle, and it's waking up 11 seconds after the impact. So when there's an impact to the vehicle, it's waking up 11 seconds after. It's great that it is waking up and it is consistent that it is waking up. But 11 seconds after isn't really feasible. It's not normal. And I've tried using the VIOFO HK4K hardwire cable, which will work with this unit. And I've used the Red Tiger cable. There's no difference in performance at all. And we've seen this on the F7N-P. This is the F7N Touch. So it's actually got a touch screen that you can actually push on, right? The SD card goes in right there. So we've tried multiple of these units, just trying to see if like maybe that. I mean, we have that. And we also have the F77, which is up there or whatever somewhere, my testing. So, I mean, we have all these units that we are testing. And so it's a consistent thing. And we're just trying to push the industry to get better. If Red Tiger come out with improvements on their dash camera or in their firmware where it's actually waking up, say in 1 to 3 seconds, I think that would be a great improvement with that brand. I'd also like to see their hardwire cable actually have some different voltage cutoffs instead of it just being the set voltage cutoff that it comes with right now. So that's just a couple of different things with me. I do like that it mounts with a suction cup because I know for me, I actually don't like suction cup mounts at all, but I know a lot of people who might travel or travel between vehicles. That's kind of why they like the Red Tiger or the Rove, those types of units because of that. But like I said, this is only using a 2K image sensor, not a 4K. The only true 4K image sensor from Red Tiger, period, is the F77. Every single one of the other ones is only using a 2K image sensor or less. So I just don't like that they're misleading people at all. So this here, well, there's going to be some Vantrue fans probably, hopefully, but this is the Vantrue N4 Pro S, and I'm actually pretty impressed with some of the testing that I just did yesterday on this particular unit. So I tested the impact detection where it wakes up in 5 seconds, which you've probably seen on the video. If you haven't, I'll link the video, I guess, here in the notes. The 5 second impact detection on the old N4 Pro would wake up in 5 seconds, but draw 110 milliamps of current. So this one here woke up in 5 seconds and now it's drawing 10 milliamps of current. That's actually a very big increase in performance. So I'm actually very happy with that. I talked directly with the marketing director, actually foolishly this morning in China, and he told me their goal is to be getting it under 3 seconds and 10 milliamps. And then I think Vantrue is now going to be competing with like VIOFO, with Uroid, with Thinkware, with BlackVue, with some of these other brands. And I think that's actually a very positive thing to see. Now, they also improved the mount. So I don't know if you're familiar with the old N4 Pro, but the old one, the way it mounted was a very small mount. They've actually created these big discs now. So it's a way bigger mounting in order to actually mount it on the windshield. Power goes here. SD card goes in the side here. Just trying to make sure that I can get this in. So SD card goes in the side. And then this is also your manual recording button right on the side, which is obviously great for the North American market because if you're driving on the right hand, if you're a right hand driver, this wouldn't work out so well because you'd want to push this side. So they might have a different one for a different part of the world. I'm not too sure. They have buttons down here so you can actually go through the screen if you would like manually instead of using the app. You don't have to use the app. And if you probably notice, I have the polarized lens on here as well. And the one big thing about theirs is it's adjustable. So you can adjust it if you want to try and help with filtering. The interior camera, if you're an Uber driver, you probably really love these things here. So that's the Vantrue N4 Pro S. That one there is about 519 Canadian, 379 USD. And I do love that they're using the IMX675 image sensor. And there's also some new features that are coming out in Vantrue very quick. I was part of a meeting in January at the Consumer Electronics Show directly with the marketing director and the founder of Vantrue, where we gave them some very critical feedback. There's supposed to be some very cool updates coming this year, especially in parking mode. They're going to be working hard on getting the current draw down on the Vantrue cameras. So I'm very excited to see what comes of that. We have the VIOID S1 4K, and there's probably not a lot of channels that are actually debuting the VIOID S1 4K. VIOID is very new to the North American market. And if you haven't seen it, so this is how the front lens will actually rotate up and down. And this is the GPS. So the GPS comes off. What is kind of nice about the VIOID is all the connections go directly into the GPS. So for any reason at all, you want to bring this into the house, you can just slide it off, bring it with you. All the cables stay completely plugged into the top. So there's actually been a bunch of people doing reviews. Like even I just came across one the other day on Autoblog where they were saying that once you stick it to the windshield, you can't get it off. Well, I just showed you right here. This is the part that sticks to the windshield and all the cables stay in there. This comes right off. So there's no issues at all. So I'm really happy with what we're seeing in VIOID and the improvements and the firmware updates that are coming out. If you don't know the story of VIOID, we started carrying them about 2 years ago. And then we sat down with like a group of like 6 or 8 of their engineers, sales staff about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago now. And they asked Ted and I at like midnight our time, hey, what would you like to see in a dash camera in North America? So we told them like what we wanted to see. And when we were giving them feedback, we actually thought they were building an LCD unit and a non-LCD unit. So we had no idea that they were literally taking all of our ideas and lumping it into one camera. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we designed this. We just gave them feedback on what we thought was cool for the North American market. And we're really happy with the performance of this so far. And we're happy to see there's some new firmware updates that was just sent to me to improve video quality further that I have to test. So I'm pretty excited to see where this product is going to be going. Oh, and I guess I should mention retails about 549 Canadian, USD 379. It's using, I just want to make sure that everybody kind of knows where they all are ranked in terms of pricing because we have $89 cameras and then we have like very expensive cameras. It's about 379 USD, but I think the 379 USD is coming with like out any memory cards because they're only selling on Amazon in the States. That unit's made in Korea. We have if you haven't seen, we have the VIOFO A329s. We have a very big long review on this product. This one here as well disconnects this way. I think there was a review about this product as well recently. from somebody else saying that this product can't disconnect unless it's actually without 3M tape being replaced every single time. Well, as you can see right there, I can completely take it off. I know it's silly that I'm talking about this because if you're a normal person who uses dash cameras, you watch the channel, you might think it's silly that I'm bringing it up. But believe it or not, there's like multiple automotive blog articles and reviews online. They're all saying that once you stick it on the windshield, it can't be taken off. But the thing is about the VIOFO and the VIOID units, they can actually be plugged directly into the USB-C. And if you have like a newer iPhone, like a 15, 16, or 17 with the USB-C, or you have an Android device with USB-C, you can take this USB-C, plug it directly into your phone, and watch the videos on the phone. So, like on an iPhone, you can watch it through the Files app, which is actually very cool. Now, the VIOFO, we did talk to them about the G sensor concern that we had on the video for the impact detection, and they said they are working on some improvements. So I guess we'll just continue pushing the manufacturers like we always do on our channel. Even though we do sell VIOFO, we want to push all the manufacturers to continuously get better. And if we do find a challenge, we do usually give the manufacturer a little bit of time to try and correct it before we expose it. But I have no problem. I'd rather be public about any challenges that we find. In terms of video quality, VIOFO has done a great job video quality wise. They have a lot of people who like using their beta firmwares and giving feedback. And so typically you can count on them to fix a challenge with a firmware update sooner or later. As well as they just got their new app, if you haven't heard, where you can do firmware updates finally wirelessly. It's about time. but but anyways, the VIOFO A329s, 499 to 599 Canadian, you can usually find it somewhere around the 399 mark or less in the US market. And you can use an HK4 or an HK6 hardwire cable. And if you don't know the difference, we got a whole video that explains it. I'm not going to go into all the differences between those two. There's not major differences other than the HK6 will allow you to have voltage display directly on the screen. And the other big thing is that you can use the voltage cutoff before it goes into low power impact detection. But my personal opinion on that is I think they should have higher voltage cutoffs set up internally because there's a lot of these new vehicles that are coming out with lithium batteries or higher voltages. So that's something I'm pushing them to change software wise. So hopefully we'll see that happen in the near future. We have the Thinkware U3000 Pro. And I know some people are really happy with the new performance of this. It was a huge increase over the old U3000. However, the for me, I think I don't know, I was really expecting more from the U3000 Pro. Like I'm happy. I still think this is one of the best parking mode dash cameras available on the market because of its radar parking mode, right? It has radar, it has time lapse, it has motion detection, it has all these different features. And I do like that they added the LTE now, which can plug directly, into the USB-C here. It gives the option of going to an interior camera. So you have like a lot more flexibility than the prior U3000. But what I just don't like is I was expecting, the A139 Pro came out 3 years ago. 3 years ago. I expected the U3000 Pro to literally have A139 Pro video quality and to have LTE and to have the best parking mode. Like that was my expectation of this product. And believe me, I made it very clear to Thinkware's engineering in Korea that like I expected more from this, especially for the price point. Like this isn't a cheap camera, right? Like this camera is selling for like 699 to 749 Canadian, 549 USD. So it's not a cheap dash camera by any means. But I've heard rumors of them playing with some different stuff on their next generation. So I guess we'll see where the product line goes and how it evolves going forward. So the BlackVue Elite 10, the most expensive out of all of these cameras. And this one here is $840 Canadian and 579 USD. and the LTE is not even built in. It's actually still sold separately. Um, I don't know. I just don't know what I think about this price tag on this, right? It's expensive. But I do like that BlackVue has made some improvements. One is the impact detection. They didn't have that before. They had motion and impact, they had time lapse and impact, but now they have a low power impact detection, very much like VIOFO's A329s, like ViewRoid, and like Thinkware. And so this one draws 1 milliamp of current in that mode. I think it's great. It was about time. BlackVue should have had this a long time ago. What I'm having a problem with is the price tag, right? It's 840 bucks Canadian. I don't know. I don't know what I think about that, but I mean, hey, you know what? Customers at the end of the day are going to decide whether or not this unit takes off or not. It is a 4K front and a 4K rear camera, so that might be a big part of it. The manual recording is right here on the side. And if you open up the side here, standard BlackVue, if you go into BlackVue before, SD card goes in here, rear camera. I'm trying to like point at this. And that is the micro USB is for adding an LTE module. But that LTE module sells for, I think it's like 199 Canadian, somewhere like 149, 139 USD. So that's a lot of money. They do have a nice polarized lens though, because I seem to remember the prior generation had some problems with that. So yeah. Anyways, those are basically the 12 dash cameras we're testing right now. And I just want to do a quick overview because like Ariel at Vortex Radar said, I think you bit off more than you could chew. So, but I really wanted to do this video because I wanted to find out if some of these products were better than what we tell people. Like we live through our customers. So a lot of times customers like buy a FitCam X or buy something else, and then we'll install their FitCam X, for instance, for them. And then like 2 years from now, it'll be they'll or sorry, 2 years later, they get a new car and it's like, oh, you're not getting the FitCam X this time. No, it didn't really work well. Right. Like, so we're going by a lot of that feedback we get from our customers. But I thought, hey, we need to see what the customers are seeing firsthand, so let's buy a lot of these popular units. The customers are always contacting us to get installed. And let's see, maybe they're better than what we think they are, or maybe they're worse. And I can tell you some of them I think have been worse and some of them have been better. Some of the challenges I think we're having is I can only put 4 on the windshield at a time, and I can't put like all 12 on there. So I need to make sure to only put 4 on there. I'm going to be trying to do like an elimination. And one of the questions that I'm going to be putting out there and some polls we're going to be putting out there is whether or not we want to let the audience vote on what's going on with the outcome. So if I put out a video of the $89 one, 100 and some dollar one, and we have like the 4 units that are the cheapest units, and I put out a video, but I'm not going to let you know what are the 4 units. So I'll have like unit A, B, C, and D. And then I want the audience to vote on which one they think has the best video quality for day and night. And then they will determine who goes to the next stage of elimination. So instead of me telling you, because if you're like say you're a fan of VIOFO, you're probably going to vote for the VIOFO anyways because you want the VIOFO to win. But if you don't know what model you're voting for and you're picking based off the video quality that you're seeing on there, could be very interesting to see what the audience picks. So now we could have an ultimate 4K dash cam final comparison video where I expose what all the brands are, all the video qualities that are selected, for top video quality. That's just kind of what I thought it'd be kind of a cool idea. Maybe it's not feasible, but we're exploring with my YouTube coach if there's a way for us to do it, get proper votes in, and not drag this out into like a 5-month comparison, right? We want to try and have this done hopefully by end of February, early March. And obviously, I mean, we have testing challenges. You can only fit so many on the windshield. But yeah, I don't know. If anyone has any questions about these cameras, feel free to pop it in the chat. I'll stay on for a few more minutes and just see if anybody has any questions, and we'll keep this live going. If not, I'll wrap it up and just leave the um, leave the live up there for other people to view later to see all the cameras that we're playing with and testing. Start a poll. And we have, oh, what is the other ones? First impression, different cameras. Oh yeah, no, a couple of challenges that somebody was brought up on one of the videos we put out there. They noticed the GPS wasn't showing up on all four cameras that we were actually testing. My windshield on my Volkswagen ID4 is a heated windshield, and because of that, it blocks the GPS unless the actual dash camera is mounted at the top of the windshield. So when you're mounting like a Thinkware, you can mount it up top in these rectangle squares, no problem, and it'll get full GPS. But now, how do I take a GKU, mount it up there without it not being stuck in all the blacked out area that's on top of the windshield? I can't do that. So I'm not going to get GPS on something like this just because the GPS is built right into the unit, but I can't get video quality up there because it's going to shoot right into like a grayed out area on top of the windshield. So these are some of the challenges that happen. And then I'm also now going to have, I would have like this one this high and then this one, here. So now we're going to have all these different heights. So when I do all the testing, I try and have all of these at the same height. And the main reason why I try and have all of them the same height is so that nobody can say, hey, you've had it at that one's 4 inches higher than the other one. A lot of these reviewers, when I see their videos, like I understand they don't professionally install dash cameras at all, but when we see the reviewers do it, they have them scattered all over the windshield instead of installed in a proper place. So when we're doing this testing, we're trying to make sure to have it in a place that we feel is fair on the windshield and also in commonly installed places because we are dash cam installers as well. So we really don't want to have we don't want to have anybody being misled at all for performance. So, but anyways, I guess I'll wrap up the live chat. Thanks for everyone watching, and see you when we have a lot more content to put out very soon.